and welcome to the special episode of Cricket Predicta, proudly sponsored by 1xBat. I'm Anant Kaur, and as always, we are ready to bring you the latest updates from the world of cricket. In today's episode, we will talk about the 20th match of the IPL, which will be played between Mumbai Indians and Royal Challengers Bangalore. But before that, let's talk about yesterday's match. Known for their explosive batting, Sunrisers Hyderabad couldn't secure a win against Gujarat Titans at home. Gujarat defeated them by 7 wickets, handing them their fourth consecutive loss. Sunrisers Hyderabad star batters struggled against Mohammad Siraj's sharp bowling, managing only 152 runs for 8 wickets in 20 overs. Gujarat chased down the target comfortably in 16.4 overs, losing only 3 wickets. But that was yesterday. And coming to today's match, as Mumbai Indians gear up for their 5th match of IPL, their inconsistent batting woes keep on continuing, which is a major concern. With just one win in 4 games, MI's playoff hopes are already under pressure. Only Suryakumar Yadav and Ryle Rickelton have managed 50s this season, while others like Tilak Verma have struggled to convert starts. Their inability to post or chase big totals have been a glaring weakness so far. In contrast, Royal Challengers Bangalore have looked more balanced with 2 wins in 3 games. Despite a close loss to Gujarat, RCB sit third on the points table and boast a strong core with Phil Salt, Rajat Patidar and Devdutt Padikkal stepping up. The return of Tim David to Wankhede, now in RCB colours, adds to the intrigue. With Josh Hazelwood and Bhuvneshwar Kumar leading the pace attack, RCB's disciplined bowling could pose a serious threat to MI's fragile middle order. Now we have special guests to break down these high-stakes encounter. Let's welcome our guests. Hi, we have former Zimbabwe cricketer Christopher Mofu and Australian cricket journalist Paul Dennett. How are you, Christopher? How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Good morning to you and good morning to everyone.
Good morning. Hope everything is okay at your end. Hi, Paul. How are you doing today?
Everything's good.
Hi, Anat. Hi, Christopher. Yeah, I'm really disappointed.
I am coming to that match. Let's talk a little about yesterday's match, Paul. Again, you said that Sunrisers Hyderabad need to step up, but they could not. What needs to be done now? Batting, not clicking. Bowling too.
Yeah, their batting's bad and their bowling's worse. It was a pretty tough watch. When I was talking to Daniel Vittori during the match, and he was saying this particular surface wasn't necessarily the 220 type of surface. So I had some hope at the innings break. And when those first 4 overs were bowled and Pat Cummins and Mohammad Shami had bowled well, Cummins had got Butler out. I loved that. That was like a test match dismissal, smashing that good length and just the inside edge. And then when I keep on going about this, anyone who I talk to today, I say, I cannot believe that Cummins took himself off and brought Simajit Singh on. And I wrote that note down before Simajit Singh went for 20 off that over. I wrote that Cummins should not have taken himself off. They probably still wouldn't have won. But I think I really have a problem with, I like Cummins a lot, but I have a problem with some captains who are ultra conservative with the notion of squeezing in some overs from some second tier bowlers. When you've got the opposition on the back foot, that's the time to really capitalise. And if I was a GT batter, I would have been absolutely delighted that he had taken himself off. It wasn't the reason they lost. Of frustration for me, but yeah, big in the start.
Yeah, known for the big totals, Sunrisers Hyderabad cannot do that, and that's also bringing down the heat from their encounters now. Christopher, you tell us that for Gujarat Titans, their bowling is clicking, their batting is clicking. They look in superb form, especially if you see Mohammad Siraj.
Absolutely, GT. It looks like the team to beat this season. Even when you see that there will be someone like Rashid Khan who hasn't bowled at his best at the same time, but the team still comes on top. So for me, the man there at the moment is Mohammad Siraj. The rhythm looks very good. He looks like he's in good touch and looks like he's enjoying his cricket. I know he's been in here, but it looks like he's just found a home after 7 years at RCB, and you see him at Gujarat, the way he's loving his game and he's just taking, I call it, easily. So I'm just loving everything. Looks clicking for that team. And to tell the truth, yesterday at one stage, as Paul said it, for me, I thought that was going to be game on. And at second half, you looked at it, they took 2 wickets, and you're thinking now this is going to be, going to the wire. And then suddenly Washington Sundar came in there and just took it away. Also, I just love the way, even when they were 16 for 2, the way he came in and attacked. So for me, Gujarat is the team to beat this season.
Yeah, and especially when the prince of Indian cricket, Shubman Gill, works his wonders. We saw yesterday how he was playing his innings from the start. But that was yesterday. Now, in today's match, it is going to be interesting because it's MI versus RCB, Rohit Sharma versus Virat Kohli. We'll come to that later. But before that, Paul, Mumbai Indians have historically dominated Royal Challengers Bangalore in head-to-head encounters. But looking at Mumbai's current form this season, the big question is, can they really challenge RCB at their home?
It's funny because you make a good point, and I think that kind of is reflected in what I'm seeing today, that the experts, or the so-called experts, they're still tipping Mumbai. The fact, even though they're at the opposite ends of the table, I think that unless something has changed, as I understand it, there's every chance that Bumrah is going to play, and I think that is absolutely massive, and one of the highlights of this year's IPL for me, to see him play for the first time. So we'll have to wait and see to make 100% sure that he actually takes his part in the team. But if he does, I think that would influence who I think is going to win, because, you know, the expectation is that he will come straight in, 4 overs, 2 for 18, no worries. And it's that's a pretty big expectation to have on a bowler who has been out injured for so long. But right now, right at this moment, if you said to me, you're picking a side, Test match, one day, T20, you don't know what it is, but you can have one fast bowler who has lived ever. I'm tempted to pick Jasprit Bumrah. That's how highly I regard him. So if he's back tonight, that's going to be one of the highlights of the IPL for me.
Oh, Paul has made his highlight for today, but Christopher, when we come to you, Mumbai currently sits at number 8 on the points table with just 1 win in 4 matches. But there is good news that Paul has pointed out that Jasprit Bumrah, their biggest match winner, is back in the squad. So can you see this as a turning point today?
As you know me, I'm on the show here, but I've always been biased. I've always been a Mumbai Indians fan. I remember the last time we were here against KKR, I told you that would be their first win. And I know how much they've been struggling, but I see them coming out on top again today. And as Paul said it, if you've got Jasprit Bumrah, you've already got 5 players in one. For me, that's how I put him. He's just magical. Whenever he's got the ball in his hand, I know he might be coming from an injury, but just the name that they will be Jasprit Bumrah, that turns everything around. So I'll still today say Wankhede Stadium. I still say my team comes on top, MI.
Oh, we totally see that coming because that's what Bumrah loves to do. He just comes in and takes all the wickets and all the awards. Paul, at the Wankhede Stadium, teams have crossed the 190 run mark 29 times in 119 IPL matches. And scores between 170 to 189 have been 35 times. And average batting score first has been 169.69. So will we witness any high scoring thriller today?
Oh, I hope so. It's a hard one to predict because the dimensions of the ground, as I understand it, aren't that big. And I've watched it over the years, and sometimes, especially in the early part of the second innings, it can look really, really difficult. I think there's something then when the ocean breeze comes in. I've never actually been there. It's one on my bucket list to go and visit and go to the Wankhede and look out over the ocean and see that coming in. It can really flatten out. So I find it a very difficult ground to pick who's going to win. One thing, though, is that, again, my understanding is it's very, very vertical. The crowd, you feel like they are on top of you. And so it has a real atmospheric vibe that some of the newer stadiums, you know, like the new stadium in Gujarat, massive stadium, but because it's a little bit more of a wide bowl, you don't get quite that atmosphere. So I think tonight, especially if Rohit Sharma and Bumrah are playing, it's going to be a huge atmosphere. I wish I was there.
Oh, we are totally looking forward to that match. And Christopher, fast bowlers have always had the upper hand at Wankhede. Out of 119 IPL matches played here, Pacers have taken 725 wickets compared to 310 by spinners. So will RCB having the likes of Josh Hazelwood, Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Mumbai relying on Trent Bolt and Deepak Chahar and most probably maybe Jasprit Bumrah, could this game be decided by the Pacers?
Definitely. I think the last week we said that Pacers could come into the party and do well, but we saw the spinners also. We saw Santner bowling well on those wickets. So, on this one, I'm a little bit skeptical of on this season, but, as you are saying, the history is telling us that Simmers have dominated there at Wankhede. But the past game that I saw, they actually told me a different story. Yes, we saw a Simmer taking wickets, but spinners also came into the party and did quite well. But I'll still think that Simmers will play a huge role on tonight's game. But when you're looking at the RCB one, Hazelwood, I felt like he's been bowling well, so that could be another factor. I don't think Trent Bolt has bowled the way that we would love him to start with, especially early in the first in the power play. So that's the other thing that I'll be looking forward to seeing tonight.
So, Christopher, do we see Rohit Sharma scoring big today? Because we've seen not a good start has been given by their openers. Ryan Rickleton, yes, he's in superb form. But what about Rohit Sharma?
As I said in the last game again, the last time I talked about him, I said that would be his night, and I saw him coming in and hitting a beautiful ball. I said it, and the next thing he went out on 13. So tonight, I'm not really, I'm not going to say. I should say even Rikuton. I still feel like he could be one person that we could see the glimpse that he's getting used to the conditions. So tonight I might have to put my money on Rikuton to score some runs.
Oh, so today you're on to Ryan Rickleton. I mean, he's been scoring runs. Let's see if today he can definitely continue his form. Paul, talking about now RCB's players, most of them are in good form. And Virat Kohli, especially, he has a brilliant record at this venue because when you see at Wankhede, he's played 17 innings, 541 runs, average has been 45. But last innings have been 7, 31 and 59. So can RCB's, batting lineup put Mumbai's bowlers under pressure once again, especially if Virat Kohli scores big?
Yeah, I mean, any side with Virat Kohli in it is obviously, he's one of the greatest players of all time. Phil Saltz, I think the pair of them make a really good opening combination. I really have a great deal of time for their captain, Patidar. I think that Devdutt Padikkal probably needs a little bit more output, but then when you look down, they do bat deep. Livingston has looked reasonably good at times. India can certainly wield the willow, but again, not to try to be obsessed with Australians, but I find it strange that they've got Tim David listed to come in at number 8, and they actually batted him at number 8 last game. I understand the idea that you want him in at the end, those last couple of overs, because of his power hitting, but I always think it's like golf. Don't leave the putt short of the hole. If you get him up there after 10 overs, he might bat for 10 overs, in which case you'll definitely win the game. So I'd love to see him bumped up the order a bit, but I think that they do have a pretty powerful batting lineup for sure.
Oh, definitely. And that was one thing we're looking for. And now when we see Virat Kohli versus Trent Bolt, the key battler, Christopher Kohli strikes at just 117 of 63 balls versus Bolt and has been dismissed only once. So can Bolt trouble him again early on?
Like I said, I don't think Trent has bowled the way I would love him to see. Yes, he swings the ball very well early on in the game, but I still the confidence that Kohli has got at the moment. He's always had that, but I feel like I'll say Kohli might win this one tonight.
Paul, Rohit Sharma versus Bhuvneshwar Kumar, again, one more key battle, and Rohit dominates with 85 runs of 64 balls and only one dismissal. So can we see Bhuvneshwar getting his revenge tonight?
Well, it's going to be an interesting one. I tipped Rohit Sharma to get runs. I was even worse than Christopher. He said he tipped him and he got out before. I tipped him to get runs and he got a knee injury. He didn't even play. So hopefully he's back. And
yeah.
He's they're the two aging warriors, Booby and the Hitman. I don't know who to call on that one because I think I'm going to come down on the side of Rohit Sharma. I think that the graceful drives that he can play and those short the pull shots that he can play as well. Maybe he could be the one that gets on top of Booby, but it's going to be very interesting because you could see from the frustration last time when he got out after having looked quite good that the pressure is, it's a high stakes tournament and the pressure is only going to increase. As you said, that they're 1 and 3. They don't want to be in the SRX situation as being 1 and 4. You kind of need 16 points, they say, to be in contention for the finals. So if they do go to 1 and 4, and they've then got 9 matches to go to get basically 7 wins that they'd need. That's a pretty uphill climb towards the final. So they really do want to win tonight, obviously.
So, quick prediction, Christopher, who do you pick today?
Definitely, I'll stay with the Blues. I'm going Mumbai Indians. They need that win, and they need it definitely. And you're looking that they're playing at home, so I'll say the Indians to win it.
Okay. So, we all go for Mumbai Indians 1. And Paul, I think you also want Mumbai Indians to win tonight.
I'm tipping them. My excuse is if Bumrah doesn't play, then my tip changes. But if Bumrah plays, I'm tipping Mumbai, and I think every tip I've given so far has been wrong. So let's see how this one goes.
Oh no, that's what we can tip. But what happened with Sunrisers Hyderabad yesterday, that was certainly not expected. With a lot of pressure now, but Mumbai Indians seem to be also in that same situation. But let's see what all can be changed today when if Jasprit Bumrah comes in. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for again your deeper insights and all your predictions. Everyone, keep watching Cricket Predicta, your own cricket show, and we'll be back with another episode of the latest updates. Thank you.